Hey everybody, this is Jason Jenkins with the Active Transportation Alliance, and I'm here with Cupcake.
Hi, my name is Lorena Cupcake, and I'm one of the people who runs Tiny Fix. It's a local bike gang that works for cycling advocacy. We throw a lot of parties, races, and we work to make the Chicago cycling scene more inclusive, especially for people who have been traditionally marginalized or excluded from mainstream cycling culture.
We're here today to talk about winter biking, and specifically with dressing for winter biking. We decided we'd go ahead and take a look at kind of three ranges of outfits that people can wear that still fit your personal sense of style and are affordable and versatile. And we really want, we know a lot of people think when we talk about biking, even just in general, people think, oh, well, don't you have to wear like crazy clothes?
You gotta have the $300 Rafa Gillette and whatever, and your chamois. But a lot of times you can just throw on your regular clothes that you wear for any other reason and just go cycling.
And then especially with winter biking, people see someone on a bike in the winter and think, or you tell someone that you've been biking in the winter and they think, oh, you must be crazy, like, aren't you freezing?
Do you ride that all winter?
Right.
What do you do when it snows? Yeah.
But really, I think what surprises a lot of people is it's not really getting cold that's like the hardest part to avoid. It's like not overheating.
Once you're sweaty and you've got that sweaty layer, you need something breathable, and a lot of times it's less bulk that you would expect. It's more about picking materials that insulate well, that breathe well, stuff like wool or more cycling specific tech fabrics.
Yeah. Even retailers like Target, etc., are carrying those more synthetic, breathable base layers that wick, like pull the sweat off of you and transfer it away from your body so it doesn't stick to you and get clammy and cold. The kind of rule of thumb I had heard a lot of times, especially when it starts getting cold, is if you walk out the door and you're warm, you've probably put on too many clothes.
I try to be cold when I'm locking the door, and with the realization that once I get on my bike, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah, because you generate a lot of heat really quick. Another strategy I think that's really important is layers. If you're just wearing a t-shirt and then a really thick coat, like you have no adjustability, like you're either,
freezing or sweltering to death. Yeah, and having layers that you bring with you just in case is a huge thing. Having an extra pair of gloves you can always throw on.
So we decided we'd kind of look at, I think we said 3 temperature sort of ranges. There's something in the 40s, something in the 30s, and then something in the 20s and below. That's all said with the caveat that it's not raining. But even snow, like a lot of this stuff I feel like works. I consider snow dry.
I would much rather be snowed on than rained on. Oh, yeah. Actually, it's so much easier. You just brush it off.
So no rain. For trips, 3 to 5 miles, something like that.
Yeah, if you're going on your 60-mile training ride, I think you're at the point where you can figure out how to dress yourself.
Yeah. So we're actually wearing the outfits that we would be wearing.
I biked over here, so I was already dressed.
So why don't you talk a little bit about what you're wearing?
So this is just a casual outfit, not too cycling specific. These are just some leggings. I am wearing wool socks underneath here, made by Sock Guy. Really stylish little lightning bolt design. And then I do like these Doc Martens. Again, not cycling specific at all, but because of the thick sole, they're really waterproof. They're good for stomping around if there is snow on the ground or rain on the ground. Just wearing like a tank top and a hoodie and a rain jacket. Pretty simple. Pretty
basic. I'm just wearing, just jeans. These are some waterproof kind of cross trainer shoes. Some wool socks again. I have on a technical base layer that we talked a little bit about.
Most important part of dressing for winter is going to be the base layer and the outer layer. If you're looking to spend money on something, investing in a base layer like this is probably a really good place to start. The first thing that you put on is made for cycling or outdoor activity, and then the last thing you put on, like your rain jacket or hard shell, it really doesn't matter what you're wearing in between.
Yeah. Like these are base layers, these are not your granddad's Sears and Roebuck's long underwear, waffle weave, that stuff's come a long way since then. These are usually synthetic. Some are made out of like the Hot Nicer, like more chic stuff is made out of wool, but you can get pretty reasonable synthetic stuff, and it's really thin, keeps you warm, pulls the sweat off of your body, and some even of the nicer ones have like anti-microbial finishes, so they don't build up body odor, as quick or whatever. But mostly they're just very lightweight. You could wear them under jeans, etc. I'm not even wearing any under my jeans on a 40-degree day. To me, like a pair of jeans is enough. But I might wear some on my torso, and then usually like a t-shirt of some kind. And then I'm just wearing, just a cotton poly blend fleece, which is fine. If you were, if it was warm or you're someone who like sweats a lot or whatever, you might want to stay away from like cotton mid layers if you sweat a lot, because they can't absorb and not breathe very well. But if you're not, or you're not going very far, that's fine. And then and then likewise, just like an outer shell. Yours is kind of a hard shell.
Yeah, this is a waterproof hard shell.
Yeah, and this is a soft shell, and so you might not be able to tell me. We'll do a close-up, but this has kind of got a very almost kind of plasticky feel a little bit. Like it's got a somewhat cloth feel. This is a little bit softer, but this is going to be waterproof. This is going to be water resistant. But they're both windproof, and I think wind is like...
It's a huge deal. If you find that you're getting out on your bike and you're freezing to death and you're covered in cold sweat and the wind's hitting you and you need to get something windproof, even just a windbreaker from the thrift store.
Yeah.
That's one of the easiest things you can do. If you are bundled up and you don't have any cycling-specific clothing yet, just getting a non-cycling-specific windbreaker and throwing it over your normal clothes is going to help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this is just... but it's a nylon jacket, but it's something that's going to cut the wind. And that makes a big difference. And then, a pair of like just some liner gloves at the most for your hands. I feel like.
Yeah, I have like dollar magic gloves from like the dollar store.
Yeah, because you're gonna lose these,
Yeah.
so you don't want to spend a lot of money on them.
They don't even match.
Yeah. So, did we cover everything?
I think we did.
Yeah. Okay. And then maybe like a skull cap or a beanie or something, maybe.
Maybe, honestly, if you got a helmet on and it's 40 degrees, you're probably fine.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the 30s.
Okay.
All right.